President Trump made his pitch for 2020 in New Hampshire, just like he made his pitch against freshman Congresswomen Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib.
In an unprecedented move today, Israel barred the two lawmakers from entering the country after the president encouraged it.
KCAL 9's Lori Perez joins us with the late-breaking details. Lori.
Well, as you can imagine, Israel's ban is drawing strong reaction from those who support it and others who say it's a stunning move to punish political opponents.
Representative Omar, that's another one.
Just saying her name was enough to elicit boos from a raucous crowd at a campaign rally in New Hampshire tonight. Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib are two of the president's most vocal critics, and some say that's the real reason he encouraged Israel to ban them from visiting the country next week, despite what he said on the tarmac before leaving for New Hampshire.
The things that they've said, Omar, Tlaib, what they've said is disgraceful, so I can't imagine why Israel would let them in.
Both congresswomen support a boycott of Israel for what they say is an abuse of Palestinian rights. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a close friend of Mr. Trump, announced the decision to deny them entry just hours after the president tweeted it would show great weakness if Israel allowed Representative Omar and Representative Tlaib to visit. They hate Israel and all Jewish people. Netanyahu defended the ban, saying Israel's law prohibits the entry of anyone who could harm the country. Dylan Hosier of the Israeli-American Civil Action Network in LA says it was a difficult decision, but the right one.
If the itinerary had been different, if they had an interest in meeting with any Israeli officials or seeing Israel at all, I think that would have changed things dramatically. Again, in this case, the itinerary had zero elements of it that were in Israel or connected to Israel at all whatsoever. And they were really just going there, and their intent obviously was to go there and to undermine the state of Israel. And in fact, if you looked at their title of the itinerary, it said that they were going to Palestine. They didn't even recognize that they were traveling to the state of Israel.
Rabbi Marvin Heyer of the Simon Wiesenthal Center was more blunt.
The state of Israel doesn't want to welcome people who hate Jews. You're one-sided. You're not capable of understanding what Israel is, and you're not welcome.
But others say that lack of understanding will only continue by denying entry to those with opposing views. Even the pro-Israel American Israel Public Affairs Committee, or AIPAC, splitting with Trump and Netanyahu, tweeting, "We believe every member of Congress should be able to visit and experience our democratic ally Israel firsthand." The executive director of the Council on American Islamic Relations in Greater LA agrees.
It is certainly an insult and a slap in the face of every American. This is actually not helpful for peace in that region. When a country engages in practices that are the practice of tyrannical police states, it doesn't help the people of that region. Are they worried that they will witness the occupation, the apartheid, the segregation? And speaking of segregation, it is kind of ironic that there are many, many members of Congress who are critical of Israel, but only the two Muslim ones get to be denied.
Of the ban, Congresswoman Omar said Israel was undermining democratic values and accused the president of being an Islamophobe. Tlaib posted a picture of her Palestinian grandmother and said the decision was a sign of weakness. Palestinian relatives of Congresswoman Tlaib in the West Bank called the ban racist. She had planned to visit them during the trip. Israeli officials say she can file a humanitarian request to see them if she pledges not to promote boycotts while she's there. Back to you.